Welcome to the Love The Padel Podcast with the Padel King. This is episode 1, the Corcuera Cup, and I'm introducing two absolute legends from our community. The one, the only Michael Millsopp with double P, the legend that is the king of Aspirock, and his nemesis, the number one personality in Dubai. Everyone knows this guy. It's Daniel Jarvis, aka Jarvo, our two team captains from our main event this Friday for Love The Padel, the Corcuera Cup. It's Ryder Cup format. I've got the captains in the place with us today. We're going to be talking a bit about padel, a bit about the competition, and obviously this Friday and what it means to win the Corcuera Cup for the very first time. The inaugural competition. Inaugural. There you go. Inaugural. Michael, will start with you as the elder statesman of the group. You're the oldest player in our community, right? But you're also Division 1 champion. So age does not matter, does it, mate, in padel?
No. Cream always rises.
Tell us a bit about your journey in padel, because when I first met you, I think if I look back, I was playing at JG with the very first members of our community, and this is going back, what, 8-9 months, maybe, something like that?
Yeah, well, actually, I think it was probably a bit longer than that.
About a year?
I was living in JGE then, and I moved the end of August last year.
Yes, it's about a year ago, and
yeah.
Michael comes up and kicks us off our court. He's like, "This is my court. This is my court." I won't use the language you use because it's not peaceful. This is for little people as well. And then you kicked us off a court. Well, yeah, calm down, mate. Calm down, no worries. And then nobody turned up to play with you. So we welcomed you to our community and give you some friends to play with, mate. But yeah, it's been good to Love The Padel, and a big shout to Aspirock, your company, Global Payment Solutions, and you look after companies. You look after brands who are coming to the region. You look after individuals who might need some visa services and some payment solution services. And it's a great company. For anyone out there, if we're in recruitment or any other industry that needs financial services, you're the man for them. That's correct.
Cheers, mate. Yeah. We do visa and payroll for freelance contractors and corporates.
Anyone who might not have an entity in this region, but they might want to come to this region.
Correct. Yeah. We can sponsor them.
I'm learning. You can sponsor them. You can employ their staff. You can do all sorts of stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
And how do they get in touch with you, Mike?
Well, then go via the website. They can email me directly, mike@aspirock.com. Or if they're in the WhatsApp groups, then you always see my number in there already.
That's it. Get involved. If you need some global payroll solutions, get involved. See this man. He's a legend on the court and he's a bigger legend off the court. But tell us about your journey into padel, because you haven't been in the greatest of health in your life. You had a heart attack at 40, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, 40. Yeah, 40 years old on the squash court. Yeah,
that's got to be scary, though. In all seriousness, I know we have a laugh and stuff, but how did you feel? Like, obviously keeling over and having a heart attack at that age.
Well, actually, it was quite funny, to be fair, because
the first person ever who's described a heart attack as funny.
No, it was. This guy that I was. I used to play squash at a really, reasonable level when I was in the army, and so I was just playing two mates in this town that I lived, and it was basically play a bit of squash and go for curry and a pint night.
Yeah.
And this guy, one of them, A.D. Venai and Mark Randall. Mark Randall's a bloody farmer, right? These guys were useless at squash. And I was playing Mark, and AD was watching, and then all of a sudden, bang, it hit me. And it, obviously put me to my knees. Yeah. I could hardly breathe. I felt like I wanted to actually grab my heart, to be honest. And I was, I was on my knees for about, I don't know, it seemed like a long time, but it was only about 5 minutes. And then usual boys banter, AD's going, yeah, just because you're going to kick your ass, because I was going, I need a minute. And then, I got myself together, and I got up, and I finished the game and battered him. And then we went for the curry. And it's a true story, this. Mark Randall still has the shame of living in that town. You're really bad at squash when you get beaten by a bloke having a heart attack. I mean...
Mate, you're
And
60
then it was the
now.
next day. Yeah, it was the next day that, my wife at the time was a nurse. And it was the next day when she gave me a telling off, and I went straight down to the hospital, put me on the stress test, which you probably know should last about 15, 20 minutes. I was on there for about a minute and a half. I felt okay, but the readings were all, you are not okay. And then next thing I know, I was into Papworth and had my 4 stents. And then over the years, I've had more and more where I sit today with, 12 stents and 2 balloons, as they call it now. But I was missing racket sports. I was banned from squash, and then and a friend of mine, I took up tennis here. Never played tennis in my life, but I missed the racket sports. And my friend here who built probably one of the first paddle courts, actually, Clark Francis, CF Tennis.
Yeah.
And he said to me, I'm building a paddle court. And he said, you coming from squash, he said, when you step onto that paddle court, I'll never see you back on a tennis court.
Wow.
And I was like, really? Okay. And that's what I did. And that's how I got into it. And I still have the same coach, Martin, my little Mexican friend. He's Venezuelan, really, but I always call him Mexican just to upset him.
Love Venezuela.
And that's how I got into it. It's, and I've been playing, regularly ever since. And then, of course, when we met, that was brilliant. The community has been brilliant. It's a great bunch of lads, really competitive. I love it. Socially, networking, business-wise, it's been great. Physically, the calorie burn is fantastic. For me, I'm addicted like you. I mean, I play most days. Like today, I'm playing twice. No problem with that. I love it.
Absolutely awesome, mate. Well, we all love the paddle. And this man, Daniel Jarvis, DJ, and we should have selected the teams last week, but Jarvo we're going to blame you for this, Jarvo, Mr. Unreliable. And I'm not from last Thursday, because Rubber sent me a message this morning saying, it is a real shame that the captains didn't pick the teams. And I said, well, actually, here's 15 screenshots and messages between me, Mike, and Jarvo to prove that I'm actually not being an idiot. It's Jarvo who went out. You said to us you weren't going out on Friday night. And what did you do, Jarvo?
Well, it's one of those things where 1 pint turns to Tuesday.
That's a weekly thing. It's a weekly thing for you. It's in all fairness, Jarvo, you're a real character. Whether you're streaking at the sevens, or whether you're shouting as a golfer takes the swing at the golf, everyone I know knows Jarvo in Dubai. You are notorious. I think that's infamous in Dubai. But you are also a really, really good, annoyingly good paddle player, and you've really slipped into our community with a "give me the trophy now, mind the gap" mentality. Tell us a bit about your journey in paddle, Jarvo, and also how you found Love the Paddle community.
Yeah. Well, I've always been quite a keen sportsman and been playing football from the age of 4, right up until now, basically. But as none of us are getting any younger, playing football 2 or 3 times a week takes its toll on my body. Injuries left, right, and centre. And then I think in 2021 is when I first picked up a paddle racket, and it was actually with Mike. If you remember Mike, down at Aviation Club. And literally from the time of picking that racket up, I haven't looked back. It's a lot easier on the body than a 90 minutes of football. But as Mike said, the calorie burn, the moving, the whole fitness side of it is, it's still up there, just a lot less strenuous in terms of injuries on the body. So first picked up a racket in 21, and then got tennis elbow almost straight away. So that put me out for a year. But ever since coming back from that initial, I'm talking about injuries, ever since coming back from that initial injury, I haven't looked back. So same as Mike, someone's played twice a day, great for calories, great for fitness, great for meeting new people. And yeah, as well as making a whole new wet work. A network of new friends. And I fell into Love the Paddles from Instagram. Love the Paddle Love the Boys from Instagram. I saw you made a page on there. I saw that people, kept getting tagged in the Instagram. And so yeah, I've been a part of it for nearly a year as well now, and to see it grow from what it was to what it is now, the learning curves through the various tournaments that we've done, I think it's absolutely fantastic. And as Mike's mentioned previously, we now have divisions, so the games are a lot more even, a lot more competitive, but also, you know, we all go for a beer afterwards, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, so I Love the Paddle. We offer social games every week. There's 4 or 5 social evenings or mornings a week. We also have 3 leagues currently running: Monday morning Reset League, Wednesday evening JG Community League, and then also the Friday morning Dubai Premier League, which is quite vicious in some respects and very competitive. Jarvo was the last year's winner with his team Bamboo Brothers, and then Mike won this year. Cabana won this year. But Mike, to be fair, mate, you took it that seriously after this is also a true story. Let's give this true story on the first ever episode. This is how serious Michael takes his paddle. How much he wants to win. So Mike played with a guy called Paul Martin, the Paddle Cat, and Mike had enough of the Paddle Cat. This is the alleged story. So Mike tells me, listen, he goes, listen, CUNT, I can't play paddle. I'm out of these leagues. It's not happening. We're out of these leagues. I've got serious health concerns, and I've got to have serious. And me being me, genuinely, I love all my paddle community deeply. And I was so worried when Mike went in for testing. I was one of the first people to phone him, mate, are you all right? How are you feeling? Yeah, mate, yeah, I think I'll be all right. I was just waiting for the news, The next day, he's like, yeah, all clear. I'm in on Friday. I've got a new partner, Juan. By this point, his Palm Paddle Cat off to DT, who actually now are in Division 1. So he's flown in Juan from Spain to come and be his partner. And Mike, yes, you won the league with Juan, but you have flown in a B- player. And the majority of us are C strong, a couple of C+. And tell us a bit about this. Were you just sick of Paddle Cat? Had it just pushed you too far? Did you just need to get someone in a bit better? What's your actual story?
Well, look, I know how it looks. Is probably where I'd like to start. The medical scare was legit.
Okay.
It was, you know, and I didn't know. I didn't know which way I was going to go. And all I said was, if I was going to get into this league again, I would only be able to do it at last minute. DT had asked Paddle Cat to play. Paddle Cat said to me, "Oh, Mike, shall I wait?" And I said, "No, mate, you two go together because I don't know what's going to happen." So that's how those two ended up together. I didn't drop the shoulder.
I think you did a full shimmy.
Wait, what's the term? There was a cabinet reshuffle.
I think from us at Love a Paddle, we also offer, I think it's really, really important to say, girls paddle and mixed doubles paddle as well. And we've had some fantastic games with both the girls and the mixed doubles. It's not as easy to get the girls going. So if you are a female player out there and you want to play paddle and join our Love the Paddle community, we've got a couple of great girls who are going to be championing that for us and helping us drive it forward. So we want more girls playing paddle. Come along, get involved. Whatever level you're at, whether you're a male, female, mixed doubles player, a couple, you just want to get into paddle, we'll find a court for you. We'll find a place for you. So just drop us a DM, get in touch with me through alex@lovethepaddle.com or however you, through the WhatsApp, whatever, just click the link and we'll get you on court without a doubt. One thing we are going to be doing, Jarvo, is to get some more revenue in. The kit is doing more tournaments. Now, I've been playing a lot of tournaments, and one of my biggest beefs with tournaments is you go to a tournament, you pay 250 dirhams, 300 dirhams, whatever. And it's great because it's like-minded people, right? It's paddle people getting together on a Friday evening rather than being down surf club. We're on court, we're getting involved, we're meeting great people. And it is a great way to meet girls, boys, if you're single, and a lot of people are single in Dubai. What we're going to be doing is, because when I play, you play like the first to 4 games, and then you're off court waiting 20 minutes, half an hour. It kills me. So I am determined to run tournaments where it's less teams, more paddle. It's pretty simple. Less teams, more paddle. So we won't make as much money, but you know what? It's not about making the money. It's about having a great experience. Good music, great people, amazing paddle. They're my 3 core values in terms of tournaments. And
Good vibes.
Yeah, great vibes. This week, we're running this Corcuera Cup. And the Corcuera Cup is named after Enrique Corcuera, who founded paddle in 1969. Jarvo, great year.
Great year.
Top
Great
year, Michael. Great. What happened in 1969, Michael? Can you give us a rundown? Were you born in 1969, Mike?
65.
65. You were 4? Tell us.
No,
have
he
you ever
just
met him?
turned 68.
We're taking Mike back to his childhood, and Enrique Corcuera, who invented paddle, we thought we'd name our biannual tournament. It's a really important one because it's the Ryder Cup format. So you've got two team captains, and there'd be nobody better to start us off with you two as team captains. We'll run through your teams in a minute. But also, really importantly, the player on the day will get the Jade Damerel medal. Jade Damerel is a good friend of mine, recently passed away. So in her memory, and she was an amazing person, a wonderful, wonderful human. So the best player on the park that day will get the Jade Damerel medal. It's really important to me and the community going forward. So we'll run through your teams because are you excited about the format? Because there's 4 rounds. Every game is a full set match. And every game is worth 1 point. There's 20 games in total, so it's the first team to 11 points wins the Corcuera Cup. First team to 11 points. Now, Mike, we'll start with your team, Jarvo. We'll start with your team because it has seemed like it's falling a bit apart, right? You didn't get to pick your team because you were an absolute nightmare and couldn't get out of bed. Or you didn't get to bed on time. But you have got some very good players, so you got the stabilizer, Richard Stable, owns Octopaddle, very good player. You've got Agent Jordan Hashmi, who's, again, ex-squash, hasn't mistaken him, but can win a game on the day. The paddle cat has pulled out through injury. And he's been replaced by Jamie Stevens, who Mike introduced recently to the community. He's got his own community, and he's a very good player. He could be your nemesis, Mike. You could have been the architect of your own downfall with this one. George Jennings, my partner on a Monday from Team Love You Long Time. Great little player. He was terrible on Monday, but he's been poorly. He's had glandular fever, or he's had something bad anyway. Kissing too many girls. Ryan Papacito, Rico Pape, Don Pape, the Colombian Ryan Armstrong. Stu White and Andy Rico, Team Ace Ventura. They play together every week. They know each other's game very well. Stu's probably a slightly stronger player, but Rico's got some beautiful shots, beautiful hands. It's to whether he turns up. He can be great, it can be not so great. Dan Toff, big DT, big man, big smash. He enjoys it. Again, I've seen him blow out and cold. Ricardo Powell, the music man, he had a heavy weekend for his birthday last weekend. Any kind of Ricardo could turn up this weekend. That's your team, Jarvo. Are you happy with the makeup of your team?
Very, very happy. Couldn't be happier. Confidence is flowing. You know, Mike says the cream always rises. When it comes to Mike, I've seen milk turn quicker. So I'm so confident. Very confident come Friday night. Regardless of what Ricardo turns up, I think we'll be taking that trophy home.
It's an interesting format. Round 1, you pick your team, Mike picks against them. Round 2, Mike picks, you pick against. Round 3 is a blind pairs. So you pick pair 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mike picks 1, 2, 3. And that's what gets revealed on the night. Nobody knows apart from Alex Tate. Tate, who was running the whole tournament. Then round 4 is names out of a hat. Anyone could play anyone. But the first 3 rounds, the 2 players can't play together more than once, which is fascinating. Mike, your team, right, Michael's team, you've got yourself, the Millsopp, with double P. You've got Chris Smurden, who is without doubt the best player of everyone.
Big game player. Big game player.
You've got the Padel King himself, me, Alex Simmons. You've got Ryan Alborough, who was, I would say, in the top 3 players till his injury, but he is coming back, playing a lot of paddle at the minute. Jay Wynn, the winner. Boss of Secret Parties, very good, very tall, aggressive, good on the smash. Ricky Flint from Team Pigeons, Team Yellow Paddle. Ricky plays all the time. Now, Ricky's got the shortest fuse out of everybody, but he can win a game. If he's got someone with him who can talk him through it and keep him calm, I won't put him with Isa. A bit of advice. He can win you a game. Now, for me, the team captain is in like the club captain, Matt Rubin, Rubber, Mr. Steady, always finishes in top 3 of Americanos. Great bloke, a superb human in terms of he will have everyone organised, everyone together. He'll have people pulling together as a team. He's a team organizer. He's actually probably one of the best blokes I've met in Dubai, without a doubt. As an overall human and just good bloke. Rubber's up there.
Big heart.
Big heart. Now, if Rubber's Mr. Consistency, Mr. Inconsistency could be Isa. Now, Isa, I have beaten Mike and Paul with Isa. I've beaten Mike and DT with Isa. Like, Isa can be absolutely unbelievable, but if his head goes, he can lose your points. So
Must have been the day that pigs were flying, blimey.
Mitch Coleman from JGE, steady-headed, great beard. He's a very, very good player, but he's not going to do anything too flash, but he also won't do anything too stupid. He's just a good, solid Laker. And then your 10th team member, Mark Snazzle, who's come back into paddle, and he's been on form recently. He's in the last couple of days. He's had some good wins. He came third in our Americano last week. So he has got some form coming into the tournament. Mike, how are you feeling about your team?
Yeah, I'm equally confident about my team. Of course, Jarvo, he will be handing me another cup on Friday. I'm glad he's got 2 hands. He's going to have one in each.
Well, it's a really good format, and what it means is that when you turn up and you pay, it's 280 to play. That includes your courts and your t-shirts and everything else. So all being our team t-shirts, Team Mike t-shirt or Team Jarvo t-shirt. Now, with that, it's 4 hours. It's 4 full sets on court in the heat. Is the heat going to be a factor, Mike? Do you think? Because some players love outside. Some players hate outside. Ricky hates outside. Jay Wynn hates outside. But everyone else loves outside. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I personally love outside. So I play in or out. Doesn't bother me. These unfit people like Jarvo might struggle with the heat.
First thing Jarvo said is it outside?
Yeah.
Is it outside? What's wrong with outside, Jarvo?
No, absolutely nothing. I'll play at midday in the middle of July if we have to. In the middle of July.
I love that, mate. I love that. So looking forward, let's have a little score prediction before we wrap up. Alex Tate will be taking all the scores. Alex Tate's a much better player than all of us, and he got me into paddle. He's a great bloke, and a big thanks to Tate for helping us organise this and pull it together. And anyone who wants to come down and watch Paddle Pro 1 Central, Wow Hydrate will be there, hydrating us all, our hydration partner. Please come down, watch some amazing paddle. We are going to go for some food and drinks afterwards. I'll sort out that today. That'll be announced today where we're going to be going for some food and drinks afterwards. But all the scores will go into Tate, and it's the first to 11 points will win the trophy. But what is your score prediction? Let's start with you, Mike. Honestly, hand on heart, you've seen the first 2 rounds. Everybody knows first 2 rounds. I was looking at it, and I reckon it could be 6-4 after those rounds. And being honest, looking at those games and those matchups, where's your head at for it all? What score do you reckon it'll be, Mike?
Yeah, I think the teams are fairly even. And as I've said, before in the WhatsApp chats, it's who turns up on the night, because any of us are capable of beating any of us. On our good day, we'll beat the best player on their bad day. So it's for me, I think it's going to be fairly close, but we'll take it 12-8.
12-8. Jarvo, what are you saying? What's your score prediction?
Well, the entertainer in me wants to say we'll take it 20-0. However, I have to give Mike the respect he so richly deserves. But
19-1.
I'm gonna say 14-6. I've got to exude that confidence so it feeds into my teammates. So I'm gonna go for 14-6 Team Jarvo.
Right, I'm gonna throw something out now to you both. I want to throw a little captain's challenge, if you will. So the the penalty if you lose. So if you get beat 6-1 or 6-love, you have to do a 2-shot penalty per player in the bar afterwards if you get beat 6-love or 6-1. The margin of defeat for the team. So say Jarvo wins 14-6. That means Mike's team have to take 4 shots in the bar before they even start drinking. So what I'm saying, Michael, is the losing captain should pay for the shots for his team. What's your thoughts on this, boys? Are you going to put your hands in the okay, Mike, shaking his head. What?
Yeah.
Are you gonna pay for your team if your team loses because you're the captains? It's your decision. Are you going to pay the penalties? Is the captain's going to stand on the penalties? Are you confident enough now to take this bet, thinking you're going to win? You won't have a penalty. What's your thoughts?
I will not need to put my hands in my wallet. That's all I'm going to say.
So
I will not need to put my hands
will
in my
you
wallet.
take the captain's challenge, Jarvo, and pay for your team penalties if it comes to that?
100 million %, because it won't come to it. It's not going to come to it, so for sure.
Michael,
100%.
Michael, are you going to take that challenge?
Well, that's a given, isn't it? Of course.
Oh, it's on, boys. It's on. The shots will be paid by the captain if your team loses the full amount of shots. It could be an expensive do, boys. Jarvo, you could be getting a big Pizza Express loan out. You could be getting an advance on your wage at Pizza Express for some shots. We might have to buy some bottles of Sambuca to bring it along to get you boys going. We don't want to bankrupt you in Dubai, boys. Thank you for being part of an amazing event, the Corcuera Cup, the first ever, and supporting the family, for supporting Love the Padel. Both of you, both great blokes, great teammates. I can't wait for this Friday. I think for anyone who wants to join the family, join the community, just get in touch with us, alex@lovethepadel.com, or hit us up on the WhatsApp. All the details will be on all these videos. You can click through. Good luck, boys. Any final messages to your team? What will be your final messages to your team, boys? We'll start with you, Jarvo. Little team shout out. You got a little elevator pitch. 20 seconds to your team. Go.
All I've got to say to my team is do what you do best, and at the very end of the night, we can look forward to Mike down in 20 shots when we beat him 20-0. That's all you got to think about. Love the paddle, love the boys. Team Jarvo, come on.
Michael, give us your little elevator pitch.
Well, I'd like to start by, just before Java goes, can you don't forget the oranges, yeah? As for my team, mate, we've heard Jarvo over the past God knows how many weeks with his blinded confidence. And he went into what was the final with you against me with that blinded confidence, which lasted about 6 minutes. And then, well, the rest is history. He's delivering that Champions Cup to me on Friday. So my team have already seen he's nothing but hot air. And they've seen I've led by example. And that's what we're going to do on Friday.
Absolutely outstanding.
I look forward to it.
It's going to be great, boys. Thank you for your time. Big thanks to Charlie down at Padel Pro and everyone who's been part of this event. Longy and DT in particular for supporting the dream, for being partners with me on Love the Padel. Absolutely great journey so far. We want you all involved. We're building a global tech platform currently, which is going to be super exciting. An app for every single paddle player. It's a game-changing app, and I can't wait to share it with you. But for now, this is episode 1, Love the Padel Podcast. Majestic will be joining me in future episodes. But this is Team Mike versus Team Jarvo, the Corcuera Cup this Friday, 6:30 p.m. 1 Central. Come down, watch some great paddle, have a laugh at these two and the team getting involved. Please come and support. If you're on court, off court, Love the Padel. See you later on. The Padel King over and out.
See you Friday.
Let's go.
That's awesome. That was